Welcome back, everyone. This is race 2 of our Ultimate Racing League Tuesday night rival season at Suzuka. The guys will be maintaining their grid positions from qualifying, but what will have changed is they will have now all jumped out of their cars from race 1 and jumped into their opposite cars for race 2. So if you were in a WRX in race 1, you're now in an EVO and vice versa. So we'll have a few different liveries now on the grid. So I'll just quickly run through the grid, just check out what these guys have done with their liveries. So first up, Fitzy. So we've got Fitzy there with the Rally R EVO, common livery for the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. So looking good there. Looks like Osman is also sporting the Subaru World Rally Team livery there. I don't know if you can see on his back window, but I'm not sure Max Verstappen ever raced alongside Colin McRae, but there we go. We've seen this in the trial race last week, so obviously there is a link there according to Osman. So I'll leave him to explain that to anyone who is interested. Moving back, we've got Enzo Jack in third, sporting the Marlboro Rally livery from the Tommy Mackinnon era. And then we've got Method in fourth with a custom Evo livery, looking good, half red, half white, plenty of sponsorship on there, and looking mean. Then we've got in fifth URL Unforgiven, our fearless leader, racing in what looks to be a custom Evo livery based on Rally Art, I believe. Can't see anything else that is flagging that up as being anything particular, but looking good. And then we got Monkey. Now he's gone pink with a bit of manga, I believe, on there. So really exploring the Japanese roots of Japanese and Asian roots of these cars. And we got Smith in seventh with the standard blue colouring on the Subaru there. And then Willard sporting a Too Fast, Too Furious livery, reminiscent of the Skyline R34 GTR, famously driven by Paul Walker in the film. And then we've got Phaser in ninth with a bit of pink on his WRX there as well, but based on the Subaru World Rally Team livery by the looks of things, so looking good there. Another plain livery there from Sai, just focusing on his racing, I think. So ready and raring to go. And then another custom Ultimate Racing League livery there for Vane, looking very, very good. Go faster stripes on going down through the cars. Let's hope that is the case for him. And obviously Fazzy and Tidders, both newcomers to the party, so they are sporting the standard STI liveries there. Now, Team 1 this race are in the Subaru, and Team 2 this race are in the Evo. Complete reversal from what we saw in race 1. So without further ado, let's get the race underway and see how this one pans out. Looking mean there. Flash through these guys as they come across the line, start the race. There we go, all in the pack. Off we go into the first corner. Fitzy leading us down the straight into the first corner. Osman is tucking behind him. Enzo Jack in third, Matt in fourth. Unforgiven in fifth. Oh, and it looks like Fitzy has gone off on turn 1. What happened there? Let's get back up to Fitzy and see what happened. Oh, he just went wide, went deep. A bit of snap of oversteer, and he's dropped right back now. He's way back in 7th. He's got a lot of work to do to work his way up the field. Let's get back up so let's see what Osman's doing. He's got Enzo Jack for company. Enzo Jack flying the flag for Team 2 there in the Evo. Osman trying to stretch his legs in Team 1 in the WRX. Obviously we know to be the faster of the two cars, so let's see if Osman can put some time between the two. Method there in third, Unforgiven in fourth, Monkey in fifth, with Fitzy trying to move up the field. Looks like Fitzy is really putting hurry on Monkey. He doesn't want to get caught up with in a battle with Smith. Smith there in 7th, looking for a better race this time round. He's right at the inside there of Fitzy. Contact Smithy, the commentator's curse there, hoping for a better race. Let's go back and see what happened there. That was a bit chaotic from there. So you got Monkey coming round there, then Fitzy goes up the inside, holding the line, but Smithy wants a piece of it as well. Clips back into Fitzy. Fitzy clips Smithy, and then Smithy into Willard, which I'm sure after the trial race last week, Willard will not be very happy about. But he does seem to get unfortunate with cars being flung at him left, right, and centre. So let's hope he has a better time out next week, because this race really hasn't gone well for him there. Smith dropped right back into 12th there as well as a result. Let's get back up to the top. So Enzo Jack right on the rear end of Osman, trying to push him and put him under plenty of pressure, trying to make the move, and diving into the chicane at the end of lap 1, and onto the back straight. One of the things about this track is that exit coming off that chicane is vital, because you can either gain or lose times the car in front, and you really don't want to be losing time if they're one of the guys that are quick in that first sector, which Osman is. So let's see if Enzo can close up to the back of Osman there. Maybe working hard to do so. It looks like Osman's got a decent enough advantage for the time being for it to be too close. But Method there, just sort of holding stationary in 3rd, Unforgiven in 4th. Fitz has worked his way back up to 5th, and there's Phaser in 6th, the second of the Team 1 WRX runners. Monkey there in 7th, and Cyanide, they're going to be pushing to try and get Phaser back down the order and get the Team 2 guys back up into the same state of affairs as they were in race 1. Vane and Sidders both in the WRX going to be pushing that. Looks like Sai's had enough of being behind Monkey, so Sai's made a cheeky move there, so he's going to be pushing on to try and catch Phaser. Now there's a tank slapper coming out of the hairpin after they go up the road into the distance. Monkey's not going to be having it though. You've got to remember it's a team game, so hopefully he sort of sits there and just pushes Sai along, so they can get Phaser in their sights and both make a move. Bing, Slithers, Fazzy, Smith and Willard all struggling in the back for Team 1 in the WRX. So it does look like car isn't everything at the moment. Let's see if they can pull it back. Osman and Enzo look to be creating a bit of a gap between themselves and 3rd place Method. Oh, Enzo, that was good timing there. We've just caught him losing the back end there in the chicane. He's pushing a little bit too hard, got on the power by the looks of it a little bit too quick. Cameraman's obviously half asleep there because he hasn't changed the view, so we'll just go back and see if we can catch that again. Might have to flip forward to Osman. Let's see if and there he is. Obviously the cameraman doesn't want to show Andrew Jack losing it around that corner. So he's dropped back now into 6th. Is he gonna? Yeah, he's gonna. Oh, Sai has gone through and Monk has gone through. So Enzo Jack's gonna have to play the team game for a bit now and sit behind Sai and Monkey. Work as a team, try and get back up. They've got to get back up, get past Phaser, and then it's as you were 2nd through to 7th. That would be then for the Team 2 guys in the EVOs. Looks like Osman has it all his own way at the moment, straight into the 59s on that 2. Much quicker than we were into them in that race 1. Method there in 2nd, and Unforgiven there 3rd. Fitzy working his way back up. Now I'm seeing 4th with Enzo Jack's State there. So all those guys are looking good, looking a bit push on. It does look like Osman really has the measure of them though in that WRX. from the fastest guy in the faster car, and well, this is what happens when you don't make any mistakes. Unfortunately, a bit of speed fell victim to the oversteer snap. Phaser having a good race this time round in 5th. Looks a bit on his own at the minute, but there he is. Really pushing on, trying to hold that to 5th place for some good points for Team 1. Much needed points, it has to be said, after race 1. Looks like Cy went a little bit wide there coming out of that corner. I am referring to them as that corner because, unlike some of the other commentators, I'm not that brilliant with corner names. It's Brown Suzuka as Enzo Jack goes through out past Monkey and into 7th place, looking to really stretch his legs now and get settled in and make some headway with Phaser. He's going to be looking to get past Cy, hoping Cy doesn't make it too challenging for him. Cy sticks the outside, Enzo Jack on the inside, and off he goes up the road, hopefully to catch Phaser and make amends for his mistake. But yeah, as I was saying, Suzuka track names and corner names in general, not my strong suit. So it will be that corner, this corner, hairpin, etc. Until I start getting used to those corner names. I should really put that map and that back in front of me, but I'm trying to do this off the cuff. We got Subaru's now starting to close in on the back of Monkey. Tinner's looking a lot more at home in the WRX. He's straight onto the pace. He's the 202s, quicker than he was in race 1, and he's keeping Monkey and Cy right in his sights. I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a move on one another at some point in the coming laps. He's looking really racy there. Smith has unfortunately picked up a time penalty. He's fighting that car a little bit, but having a bit of a stronger race, I think, than race 1, it has to be said so far. He's going to be looking to really push on and get up the order. And so we've got Vane and Fazzy having a bit of a battle for 11th and 12th. Oh, a little up tap there as Fazzy gets a bit of kick of oversteer and just about saves it. So he avoids ending in the gravel. I was about to say, but I think no, he did manage to keep it on the track. So there we go. Really pushing, but again, use the car. But it does look like he's got the grips of his car a lot quicker than he did in the EVO. So perhaps the WRX isn't as challenging for drivers once thought. As Willard puts in a solid 201 there to start making his way back up the field after getting caught up in his instance early on. Osman there with the fastest lap of the race. I think that was faster than the fastest lap in race 1 there, and another lap in the 59s, 59.8 there for Osman. Really motoring now, and you can see by the track map in the top right corner the gap is starting to appear now between Method and Osman. Osman appears to be having it all his own way, and he's really clearing off the road. You can't see Method. Oh, there he is, right in the distance. So I think Osman might have this one even as early as lap 5 in the bag, unless he makes a mistake. There we go, Method, Unforgiven and Fitzy, and an Evo Train in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So looking really strong for Team 2 again in the Evo. Team 2 again after race 1 with stellar performances in race 1. The Evo's looking really strong, Team 2 looking really strong, and pushing on. Sold those 2nd, 3rd and 4th places. They don't appear to be under any threat from Phaser. There's a bit of a gap, well, quite a substantial gap appeared between Phaser and Fitzy, and Phaser is going to be worrying more about what's behind him than in front of him. As Enzo Jack is pulling right up onto the back, after getting past Monkey and Cy in 7th and 8th. Enzo's really got his head down there, getting his lap times down, getting quicker each lap, and he's right up, tucked underneath Phaser. He's going to be looking to make a move at some point, I'm sure. He's putting Phaser under all sorts of pressure now, and Phaser's going to have to go careful, because if he makes a mistake, he's got Monkey and Cyan in his rearview mirror as well that are going to be looking to capitalise on anything. But let's see if Enzo Jack can make a move on Phaser. He looks a little bit too far back coming into turn 1, but he is closing right up. He looks really at home in sector 1 in that Evo. Like I said, the Evo does appear to be the stronger car in sector 1. It does appear to have an edge across the first 2 sectors, to be honest, as Enzo is really pushing Phaser now. Trying to force a mistake, force something, force a gap, an opening, anything. Phaser fighting that car. Keep it on track, keep it in check, and keep it in front of Enzo. Phaser really trying to fly the flag there for the Team 1 WRX guys. I think this is going to be a tough ask for Phaser to keep Enzo Jack behind him. Enzo Jack again in the top tier of Ultimate Racing League. One of the quick guys. Not as quick as some of them up there, as you can see with Osman clearing off up in front and Fitzy creating the gap, but definitely up there with the lap times and really pushing Phaser now to try and move his way up. Unfortunately, the longer he's stuck behind Phaser, the bigger the gap between him and Fitzy becomes, so any chance of making any inroads and amends for his earlier error is dwindling by the lap. We just have a little gap appear there, so we'll just have a little dive down through the order. We'll start from see where Osman is. Osman coming across the line. Another low 2 minute, 2:0, cracking lap time, absolutely smashing it. Method just coming across the line with Osman just going into turn 1 with Unforgiven and Fitzy for company in that Evo train. There's Phaser coming across the line in 5th at the moment. In start lap 7, Enzo Jack still right on his rear end with coming into sector 1. Monkey in 7th, looking to pick up any scraps. Sire's dropped back in 8th a little bit, but Smith is picking up the thing. Picked up another time penalty. Really unfortunate there, but I'm sure they'll start to make amends for that if he can get past Si. But he's really pushing to make amends for his first race issues as well. Tiddo's in 10th, our second time penalty for Tiddo's. Again, a really tough track to avoid the time penalties, to be fair. Lane in 11th, Willard pushing to make amends. He's looking at the inside. Willard's made the move. Willard up the inside of Vane, and Willard making some progress. Hopefully he can drag his teammates with him there. He's got a bit of a gap now between him and Tidder, so we'll see if that can close down over the coming laps. And Clarsey bringing up in 13. Let's get back and see what's going on at the front. Evo train, Aussie clearing off, Phaser there, and Enzo Jack for company again. So it does appear to be this is where the battle is at the moment. I can't imagine that the Unforgiven and Fitzy are going to be battling it out. Being on the same team, I think they'll probably keep it tidy and just hold on with second, third, and fourth. I don't think they're going to make any inroads into Osman with the sort of form he's showing in this race. So let's see if Enzo can get a good exit out of the chicane and put a run on Phaser into turn 1. He looks a bit far back, but the slipstream works well here, so he may well close right up to the back of him in this straight. Now it does look like he's a little bit too far back this lap to make any moves, so he's going to have to keep it tidy tucked in behind him through section 1. No real overtaking opportunities unless someone makes a mistake through sector 1. Tight left, right, all the way through. All about quick changes of direction, car control, throttle control, brake control, everything required through that first sector. You can either pick up a ton of time or you can lose an absolute heap of it, and it's one of those vital sectors to get your eye in and it really does make a world of difference to your lap time right here. Good fun sector if you get it right. It feels really good when you hook it up, but it feels bloody awful when you get it wrong. So really important there. So as they come around the hairpin, Enzo's still on the back of Phaser. His teammate Monkey's still there, keeping them both honest, keeping an eye on things. If any of them make a mistake, if Enzo makes a mistake, Monkey's there to pick up where he left off and try and get past Phaser. And Enzo really sort of having a little look here and there to try and find a way back, way past Phaser and up into fifth and join his teammates in those top 5 positions. Enzo moves to the outside. Enzo's hanging around the outside. Phaser is not giving any inches there. Enzo has to back out and Phaser holds onto the position. Difficult to see whether that was fair racing room, but fair play to Phaser. He really wants this 5th place. And Enzo Jack is going to have to do something exceptional to try and get past Phaser in this sort of mood that he's in. He's not giving an inch anywhere. Enzo Jack dropped back a little bit, so he's going to have to see if he can create a little bit more of an opportunity somewhere else on the track, perhaps. Build back up, get nice and tight again, and then get that exit mode off and get things done. Let's have a little look down and see what's going on down the grid. So we got Smith there, Titters, Willard in 8th, 9th and 10th. Basically the 3 next best Team 1 WRXs. So they're really struggling Team 1 in this race, this circuit. It looks like I don't think they have the best qualifier, which hasn't helped. But they are I've lost a little bit of ground here. So next week would be very important for them to bounce back. And I'm sure amongst themselves they'll be having a debrief at the end of these 2 races to really look into what happened. The side seems to have what happened to Sai there. He's lost a little bit of ground. Looks like he's got a bit out of shape. Let's see. Oh yeah, he's gone wide, and it's taken him clean off line, and he's done well to save it from spinning round there, to be fair. And back on the track, and unfortunately he's back to the grid. So he's all that good work he's been putting through. Fazzy looks like he's let him by there. Maybe made a mistake of his own, but Sai struggling with dirty tyres there as well. Let's get back up and see Osman disappearing off into the distance. Osman really pushing for those lap times. You can see it sort of drops back a little bit and then goes all out, and then yeah, they're all in the low 2 minutes, absolutely smashing them. You can see on the top right, you can see from the map, he is long. Method, Unforgiven and Fitzy, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, really strong races. Haven't been able to, after Aussie has broken the toe and created the gap, they just haven't been able to live with him, but they've stuck at it, and keeping formation, keeping that 2nd, 3rd and 4th, really strong points for Team 2, and considering the EVO isn't the best car, it's definitely doing these guys well at the moment. And it looks like Enzo Jack has got past Phaser, so let's have a dive back and see how this happened, because Phaser was putting up such a staunch defence. Let's see where this starts. So Enzo tucked up on Phaser there. Cameraman really likes that corner, doesn't he? Enzo Jack, he's had a really good exit. You can see he's right up the rear end of Phaser, and it looks like he's going to put himself right in the position there to dive up the inside. And he does dive up the inside. He's got that inside line, and Phaser has had to yield. And Enzo Jack has made the move stick. So can he keep it going and get back online for the remainder of sector 1? I don't think Phaser's going to give it up easy. As we come out of sector 1, But Fazer looks like he has had to accept defeat there in that little battle. And Enzo Jack looks like he's already creating a gap. So, but look at those lap times from lap 4 to lap 9, 201s. Lap 4 to lap 9, 201s. By the breach into 202 there, Renzo. So these two were really pushing each other. Fazer's still not giving up though. He's making sure he keeps Enzo Jack honest there. He's not letting him lift off or have a breather or anything like that. I think looking at the gap on the circuit at the top, this is the best Enzo for in this race. Far too far back from Fitzy with 4 laps to go. But he's just now got to make sure he keeps himself in front of Fazer, and looks like he is trying to create that gap. Wouldn't be surprised to see Fazer come back, but it does look like Enzo Jack has got the measure of him now. He's passed him, and he is going to be going on to try and stretch that lead, that gap out, and make his life a little bit easier as we move down the grid. You got Monkey there in 7th, a little bit back from Fazer. Looks like he might have made a bit of a mistake, which has dropped him back on that lap. Yeah, you can see he's about 4 seconds down off his best consistent lap time, so somewhere in that lap he's made a mistake. But he's held on to 7th, but lost touch with Fazer. Then you got Smith. Every time we go to Smith, he's got a time penalty. Yeah, I know this track's bad, but come on, Smithy. There he comes, trying to make some headway for Team 1 WRX, and he's got Monkey in his sights now. Monkey with the mistake. This drops him back into the Jules of Smith. So if Smith can keep it clean, we know Smith's got pace. You can see that in his lap times there, lap 6 and lap 9 in 2 minutes. So we've got it in there. It's just getting used to that car, getting comfortable with that car and what it can do. And if he'd had a couple more laps practice dialing in, I'm sure he would have had a lot nicer of a time around the circuit. But he's still got a couple of laps to make some inroads. He's holding 8th place there, and looking to make that 7th to 2-1. Tim is there in 9th, having a much stronger race than race 1. He's settled right in, considering it's only his 2nd race and 1st race of his car around this track with these settings. So his lap time's looking much more consistent and much lower. So the pace is going to be coming there from Timmers. Hopefully we'll see him back next week and see what he can do as he gets more and more comfortable with the car. And Willard, after the instances early on in the race, has settled down the last few laps, and he's been trying to make some headway. But I think the Team 1 WRXs have ultimately left themselves with too much to do after qualifying. I think it's been a real big ask. So Wagner in 11th again, Team 1. Sign after his little mistake there. Looks like he had another one on lap 9, so that's 2 really slow laps over 9 there. We've really set him back, so he's struggling at the back of the pack there, and Fazzy bringing up the rear. Showing some flashes of pace there, but giving him a bit more time to get used to the car again. A bit like Tinners, hopefully we see him back next week, get him a bit more comfortable with the car, and see if he can start putting the cat amongst the pigeons and really making some eyebrows raise. We've got 2 laps to go. So let's have a look up from Aussie, still pushing. In fact, let's go back to the beginning of this lap. Yeah, let's go back to the beginning of this lap, and we'll have a little run on board around a lap of Suzuka with Osman, and try and talk you through as best I can without cornering. So we're coming down the main straight here into turn 1, really long sweeping turn, 2 different apexes and sections of that corner. You don't really want to keep it too tight to the inside, getting out wide, tucking in, and then you're into the tight left, right, which are all about quick direction changes, balancing the throttle, the brake, using the brake to move it, and we're getting on the power, keeping that speed up, keeping that consistently good. Before off the line with camera, you'll see you're out wide, then as you come around that left-hander, you want to go careful not to drift too far wide and get on camber, and then right-hand turn here, you want to try and clip that curve, get on the power, onto the brakes and around to the right corner. You want to try and take some curve on the inside there, so Osman missing the apex a little bit. As you can tell by his lap time there, he's 0.7 down, and we come on the brakes into the really tight left hand there, hairpin there. Down the first, straight back up in the second for acceleration out of the corner. As we come around the long sweeping right hand into one of the next hardest parts of the track. So when you come past up to the 54 just before you hit the brakes really hard, and then you're holding power right on the side, when you're backing off and tucking in nice and front on that left bit, drifting out wide. You want to be drifting out wide on that, power on all the way down the straight. You want to absolutely nail that exit, because this straight, if you don't, you lose the power. And then you're coming up to a really fast left-hander, so this is how flat, if you catch the turning point just right. Osman going wide a little bit there. I've not really played a great lap for Osman, but we come under the brakes into the chicane, clip the curve on the right hand side, get right over on it on the left as well, and then get on the power nice and early without spinning on the back end, and we come round to the right and keep it tight over the line. And that's a lap of Suzuka with Osman, your fastest driver on the track at the moment. You can see not the best lap to pick, he was over a second down on his fastest times there, but still good to see a lap and have a little chat about that. So on Method, Unforgiven and Fitzy there in second, third and fourth, still holding the Evo train, not under threat from anybody, not under threat from themselves, because it makes no difference where they finish individually. It's all about the team, and that's team 2, second, third and fourth. Enzo Jack quite a bit back now, but in fifth with Phaser behind him, but Enzo Jack has stretched out a bit of a gap there, so it looks like Enzo Jack is definitely comfortable. And also, oh look at that, lap 12, 1,000th of a second off of the fastest lap of the race. I'm sure he was pushing for that, and he was gutted that didn't come off, but great lap time there from Enzo Jack, and you can see since he's cleared Phaser, he's really got his lap times down and stretched his legs. Phaser there in 6th, next best of the WRX in Team 1. Monkey in 7th, holding off Smith still. Smith's still thereabouts, but look at his consistent lap times. Goes wide a little bit there, but much more consistent lap times now from Smith, so he looks to be settling down, shaking out a few more laps, see if he can start making some headway, to be honest, but I'm sure he'll bounce back next week. Tiller's there in 9th, also for the WRX T1. Willard there, still battling away in 10th, trying to get some ground up, but his race was ruined by a couple of mistakes, unfortunately. Sai there in 11th, again ruined by a few mistakes from Team 2, but he'll bounce back. He had a good race one, and next week I'm sure he'll be up there again. And Fazzy bringing up the rear as well. Osman, there we go. Let's just go back a touch there. It does look like we've lost somebody from this race. I'm not sure who. We started with 13 finishes, but Osman crosses the line and takes the win. Absolute domination from Osman as Method comes across the line with Unforgiven in 3rd and Fitzy in 4th. Unfortunate for Fitzy. Fitzy losing now on the really early on in lap 1 and battling back. Enzo Jack there gets 5th with Phaser after his absolute stellar defence, coming across in 6th. Monkey in 7th. Smith, much stronger race, much more consistent times, much better from Smith in 8th. Tiller's in 9th. Willard coming across 10th. He'll be disappointed after that first lap issue, those first lap instants. Sai coming across in 11th, and then finally we have Fazzy coming across in 12th. It does look like we lost Vane from the grid there, so not sure what happened there. I'd imagine it was a connection issue, and I'm sure that will be all it was there. but we'll see from the final results. That's everything for this week. That was race 2. I've been your host, Enzo Jack, and you'll find my commentary obviously on the YouTube page. I will be sharing it on our Ultimate Racing League Facebook group as well. If you're new to this, if you're interested in joining, please feel free to come along, join some races to see what we're all about. Newbies, newcomers, experienced racers, whoever you are, more than welcome. Arms wide open. Come and have a laugh and see what it's all about. But otherwise, we'll see you next week for race weekend 2. Sorry, round 2, I should say. And the track will be released on the day, so these guys will all be fresh to the track, and we'll see how the battle rages on. Cheers, guys.